I just had to run out really quickly and brush my hair. I was ready to start. It was 4:44, and I looked at myself with my image on the screen, and I thought, "Oh boy, I better put a brush through my hair." Not that it always looks wonderful, but it looked really bad. Oh, anyway, good morning. Oh dear. I'm back again for another day. Um, Let me just jump in. The title today is I Can't Imagine a Jealous God. This thought actually came to me yesterday morning after I did my video. It has been coming up several times since then, so I thought it would be good to share some of my reflections in today's video. Can you imagine an insecure God that could, even for an instant, entertain jealousy? Maybe you can. But would that be a God that is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent? Would that be a God of unconditional love as many of us picture God? Is the idea of a jealous God a projection of our own human nature, our own fears and insecurities? I'm sorry, but for me it seems better not to project my fear and desire to be right in my own eyes upon any deity. As I said, I can't imagine a jealous God. And it has been going and replaying. As I said, I first got the thought while I was going to the Mystics in Training lesson class yesterday, and I was driving up US 1 toward Cocoa, and I actually got out a card, a piece of paper, and wrote down, I can't imagine a jealous God. Because I wanted to lock that thought in, and I did. As I said, it came back to me numerous times. And as I've been looking over the past weeks at religion, and as I listen on the conference calls of people, and as I talk to people regarding the Republic and the stuff that's going on in the Republic, I see a whole bunch of insecure people that are afraid the Muslims are going to take control and impose their belief system on America and create an Islamic Republic of the United States like they did the Islamic Republic of Iran. And I'm not putting Iran down. In fact, I have great respect for Persia and for the contribution of the Persians throughout our history. I believe Zoroastrianism comes from Persia, and much of Christianity and Judaism comes from Zoroastrianism. In fact, the birth and the evolution of human religions, many of them came from that part of the world, Persia and the Middle East. Many of them have their origin there. India, of course, and I guess Asia. No world religion originated in what we call the Americas. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some beautiful indigenous teachings that came from the Incans and the Mayans and I'm not even remembering all the names of the tribes right now, but there's another one that has a very wise lineage that comes from North America, United States actually, but I don't remember it in this moment. Anyway, be that as it may, we humans have tended to create gods that we could understand based on our understanding, our comprehension of reality. I mean, it might have started with thunder and lightning and fires. And so we'd have a thunder god and a lightning god and a fire god and a god of the harvest, a god of various things. We'd make images of our God, fixed and static. And then we learned writing, and so we'd write down our perceptions and our projections of what we thought God might be, so that we could immortalize it, so to speak, so that it would go on forever and ever, and everybody would know how we perceived God. But it's not God. Do you see? We are at a place in our evolution of consciousness now where we can understand what it means when God said in the Bible, "Come now, let us reason together, saith the Lord." So I'm asking you to come now and reason with me about this whole idea of a jealous God. I know it's in the Bible. God calls himself in the Bible a jealous God. And to me, jealousy is an insane attempt to possess and control someone else. If you have a jealous wife or a jealous husband, it probably happens more often in the latter case. You see a man who wants to so control his wife that she's not even allowed to talk to another man. In fact, whole religions and rules of religions have been built up on this idea of jealousy, of protecting the prize of the man, the beautiful woman, from contact, especially sensual contact with other men. This is part of human culture. I don't think it's just the Judeo-Christian religion that has done this, and there are, of course, variances even within those. However, what I'm wanting you to see is that our religions have been based on projections. And I'm only using the term jealous God to show what I'm talking about, or to try to indicate what I'm talking about. Jealousy is not a high level of consciousness. It's not allowing the other person to be free, and it's placing conditions on love, if you can call it love at all. If you can call wanting to control someone loving them, I'm sorry, I can't. Maybe you can. Maybe some of you can, but I can't see that. It's difficult for me to comprehend jealous God. It's difficult. And yet some people hold on to the idea, for example, that the fear of God, being fearful of God, is the beginning of wisdom. How is fear the beginning of wisdom, or how is it even wise? And yet, that is what Christian and Judeo-Christian scriptures say. The fear, in fact, it's from the Psalms, I believe, the original quotation. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. It may be found in other places in the Bible, but I do believe it's also mentioned in the Psalms. And the Psalms were written by King David and others. It wasn't just David. They were a gathering, a collection of songs, actually, that were used in ancient worship to remember. They were singing their affirmations in many cases, or singing their story, their history, or a segment thereof. In any case, there are many things in our scriptures, and I'm including all human scriptures, that many of which contain lots of divine inspiration, I'm sure. I don't even question that we have been inspired throughout our history and our journey in time and space and in 3 dimensions. I don't deny that at all. There has been an interaction between the unseen and the seen world from the beginning. From the beginning. Our angelic friends, our extraterrestrial friends, have been involved in human culture. And that includes religion. And as humans, as I said, we like to memorialize our ideas and set them in stone and make them immovable so that nobody can change anything that I've said. What I've said, that's the law. That's the law. And it's going to go to all generations. It's forever and ever. This is the law. This is the way it is. My perception right now is going to be locked in stone, and it's the way it is. We've done that with our scriptures. We have been inspired. It has been uplifting for the people that received the inspiration, that received the revelation. But it's not fixed in concrete. When we fix it in concrete, we end up not loving. We end up with jealous gods, and we become jealous of our own belief systems. And I'm glad that I got a comment. I shared this on my Facebook page a couple of days ago, and someone commented on it today. And I went to the comment and I saw it again. I thought, well, that's appropriate for what I'm going to be talking about in a little bit. And it's a quote from Franz Fanon, who I have no idea who he is. But it says, sometimes people hold a core belief that is very strong. When they are presented with evidence that works against that belief, the new evidence cannot be accepted. It would create a feeling that is extremely uncomfortable, called cognitive dissonance. And because it is so important to protect the core belief, they will rationalize, ignore, and even deny anything that doesn't fit in with the core belief. That's exactly what we do with our religions. We try to make them the only true way. The only right perception is my perception, for it's a tail. I mean, it's a rope. Talking about the elephant allegory, where each blind person, and humans are blind, and I'm not talking about sight with the eyes, I'm talking about we forget, we have amnesia, we forget our divine connection. So we think that whatever we perceive, whatever we conjure up, whatever we imagine, whatever we are inspired, or whatever seems to be revealed to us, we think that is the reality. And it is a reality, or at least a temporal one. But we want to fix it because it's so much more secure. It helps us feel so much more secure if we can fix this relationship with this truth in place, or this relationship with this woman or this other person or this job. If we want to fix everything, we don't want to have any changes. We abhor change because it creates an uncertainty in us, and we don't like that feeling of uncertainty. We fear the unknown. I'm wanting you to look at yourself and ask yourself the things that I'm sharing with you, how these resonate with you. Or if you feel dissonance and you feel you want to protect something because I'm challenging and I'm stepping on your sacred cow. I'm stepping on your precious core belief that God is the way you've defined him, or your religion has defined him. That's why I'm so adamant about not signing a document that says that the law form of the Republic is the Holy Bible. It's not holy to me. I'm sorry. It contains lots of wisdom, lots of spiritual principles that I hold very highly, especially that you love one another as I have loved you, that you love your neighbor as yourself, that you do unto others as you would have others do unto you. The core principles that are found in every world religion, I hold them in high esteem. Those are the common ground that we can build on and build a real republic that doesn't have to operate in fear that some other religion is going to put their text in and put Sharia law in place. We want a Christian law in place. This is nonsense, folks. This is absolute nonsense. And it's our own insecurity. It has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with spirituality. It has nothing to do with truth. It has to do with the idea that we are a jealous people wanting to protect our own insights and be right in our own eyes. It's all self-righteousness. And self-righteousness, if I understood Jesus' message at all, one of the greatest sins is spiritual pride and self-righteousness. And virtually everybody that holds tightly to a religion is self-righteous. Not that the religion didn't help you at some point in your life to break free from some kind of bondage that you recognized yourself to be in. All religions have the capability of doing that. All of them, because they stretch the parameters. They take you into another area. But when you develop a comfort zone in that area, then it's time to break out of the box again and let go of thinking that you've arrived. I know there's been various times in my life that I thought, wow, with this truth I've arrived, but I didn't. As time went on, I realized I didn't arrive. I started facing some of the same things over again, and I'm running out of time. I've actually gone over what I wanted to do today. But I want you to think about this idea of a jealous God, this idea of fearing God. God is love. And if we see God any other way than being love, we're not going to be able to create a culture and a society that works. It's always going to be unsustainable because it is based on projections of our own inadequacies, our own fear and insecurity. Think on these things, and I leave you with that thought, these thoughts. Again, thank you for listening. Namaste. Oh dear. There it is.